巴基斯坦伊斯兰共和国，简称巴基斯坦，位于南亚次大陆西北部，是一个多民族伊斯兰国家。巴基斯坦源自波斯文，意为圣洁的土地或清真之国。巴基斯坦历史悠久，早在5000年前就孕育出灿烂的印度河文明。这里既有险峻的雪山群峰，又有着干燥炎热的河谷平原和荒漠，更有和中国深厚的友谊。作为好邻居、好伙伴、好朋友，中巴两国在多个方面均有合作。中巴经济走廊项目更是国际社会关注的焦点。那么，中巴经济走廊有何重大意义？巴基斯坦和中国的友谊又缘起何处呢？本期节目，我们将走进巴基斯坦，感受这片古老而神秘的伊斯兰热土的魅力，听千年以来丝绸之路上的悠悠回响，以及巴基斯坦驻华大使马苏德·哈利德对“一带一路”战略的看法。巴基斯坦是位于南亚次大陆西北部的一个伊斯兰国家，全称为巴基斯坦伊斯兰共和国。巴基斯坦这个名字源自波斯文，意为圣洁的土地或清真之国。早在5000年前，这里孕育了古印度河文明。公元前2000年，中亚的雅利安人来到巴基斯坦印度河流域，征服了当地的达罗毗荼人。随后的数千年中，波斯帝国、马其顿帝国、蒙古汗国、阿拉伯帝国、莫卧儿王朝先后统治这一地区，为巴基斯坦留下了丰富的文化遗产。古丝路文明曾从这片土地上蔓延而过，而佛教文明则是这里非常独特的一部分。即便是在今天，在这片伊斯兰教为主导的国度里，佛教遗址还是遍布巴基斯坦的西北部。在大约2000年前，中国僧人经由古丝绸之路到达巴基斯坦，带回了佛教经文，正式将佛教文化传入中国，成为了两国最初交流的纽带。
Has to go, too back into history, but I think, very important linkage is what I just mentioned, that of transmitting Buddhism from that part of the world to China, to Korea, to Japan. And if you go to Pakistan, to those places in the northwest today, you will find a lot of heritage, Buddhist heritage. In fact, the first Buddhist university is located in Taxila, a city which is very close to the capital Islamabad. And there you'll find old, archaeological remnants, the university itself, Buddha's statues and stupas, and this is all over the city of Taxila and further west, further north, in places like Peshawar, Mardan, and a lot of research has been done on this dimension of our cultural interaction with China. So of course since then there have been disruptions in this old Silk Route also, invasions and calamities and disasters. But I'm glad that we are now reviving that old Silk Route. Well, as you know, Pakistan is an old country, more than 5,000-year-old civilization. And similarly, China is also an ancient civilization. So in historical terms, we have been interacting with each other on the old Silk Route. And about 2,000 years ago, Chinese monks went to what is now Pakistan in the areas of Swat, Peshawar and northwest, and they studied Buddhist scriptures, Buddhist culture, which is known as the Gandhara culture. And they remained there. They came back, brought Buddhist scriptures, and in fact, Buddhism was introduced to China and other East Asian countries from that part of the world. So this is the type of connection we have, cultural link. And then of course the same route was utilized for trade and commerce. So that has been the historical linkage between Pakistan and China in olden time.
从古丝绸之路时的商贸往来到中巴建立外交关系，时间的长河并没有隔断两国交流。现在，中国和巴基斯坦是好邻居、好伙伴、好朋友。BBC 在2015年关于世界各地对于中国态度的调查中，有超过82%的巴基斯坦民众对于中国持有积极态度，而中国人民更是亲切地称呼巴基斯坦为巴铁，寓意就是中国与巴基斯坦的铁杆友情。中巴两国在文化风俗方面也有许多共通之处，虽然语言不通，但两国人民都在努力学习对方的语言。目前，巴基斯坦有相当一部分学生在学习中文，中国也有9所大学在教授乌尔都语，超过3万名巴基斯坦学生在中国学习各个专业。
So there are no stereotypes. I think this friendship is rooted very much in the minds and hearts of people because, both countries have stood by each other and helped each other. So I think that is understood and realized by a common person in the street, man in the street, whether it is China or whether it is in Pakistan. So that kind of affinity and understanding and goodwill exist. If you go to Pakistan and you tell that you are from China, people will give you a lot of respect. So that is because this friendship has been transmitted from past generations to this generation. And our leaders of the past have worked very hard to promote this friendship. So I think that is the reason that you see such a good number of positive response for Chinese people. Language is a barrier, but I think being Asians, there are a lot of commonalities. I think the family system, what you call filial piety, and respect for elders, a sense of sharing, a sense of community. In our system also, I think the individual is important, but we try to sort of give more importance to a group, a family, than an individual, unlike some other societies. So I think that is a commonality. Culturally also, enjoying festivals and sharing, kind of you share your things. So I think that is a big common factor. Language is a barrier, no doubt. I agree with you. Each country has its own distinct culture and civilizational background. Pakistan has a different history. But I think on that count also, to overcome the language barrier, great efforts are underway, both in Pakistan and China, to learn, for example, Chinese and Urdu. Now there are about 9 universities in China which are teaching Urdu. Similarly, students in Pakistan are learning Chinese in great number. In fact, more and more students are coming here from Pakistan to learn Chinese and other disciplines. We have more than 13,000 students here from Pakistan in different disciplines. So they are also a big pool, goodwill ambassadors between Pakistan and China. Well, every country, I think every society follows its own trajectory. China's trajectory is very well known and clear to everyone. India is also a big country, our neighbor, and Pakistan is a small country compared to both of them. So, but we would like to work together, first of all, for peace and development of our region, which is a common region. This is very important to tackle the issues of poverty and underdevelopment, peace and stability are prerequisites for prosperity of the region. And I think at least Pakistan subscribes and shares this vision with China in very clear terms. And we are working for it. And CPAC also, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor also is, not only for the benefit of China and Pakistan, but I believe that in long term it will bring benefits and dividends to our region.
中巴两国友谊绵长，两国的合作不仅给双方带来益处，也将为整个地区带来红利。两国在通信、基建和能源方面有大量合作，而中巴经济走廊正是两国目前大力发展的项目。建设中巴经济走廊不仅对中巴两国发展具有强大推动作用，优化巴基斯坦在南亚的区域优势，有助于促进整个南亚的互联互通，更能把南亚、中亚、北非、海湾国家等通过经济、能源领域的合作紧密联合在一起，形成经济共振。其建设将惠及近30亿的人口。借助中巴经济走廊合作项目，中巴能够实现全方位的互联互通、多元化的互利共赢。
Highway we already have. This Karakoram Highway, this actually that is, kind of old Silk route, and which connects Pakistan and China. This highway was built in 70s after a lot of sacrifices, and things were not that easy at that point in time in terms of resources and technology. So this highway was built, and now we are sort of modernizing it and upgrading it so that it is communication worthy during the entire year, and it facilitates trade and commerce. So we are trying to link up Gwadar with Kashgar, and this is about 3,000 kilometers sort of artery which will be linked up, and both the governments have identified plans and a long-term plan to do it. So it will be done in phases. We are already working on one phase, and this will also be internally linked with the road network in Pakistan, so that it's kind of you can say it's a full network of supplementary roads and arteries which connect with this main link between Gwadar and Kashgar. Again, that is also an old collaboration. China Mobile came into Pakistan's market a few years ago, and they're pretty successful. Huawei, for example, has come in. ZTE is also working in Pakistan. So all these big names, Chinese companies, they're already there in Pakistan. I think that Pakistan's market has enormous potential, which has remained untapped so far, because it's a country, of nearly 200 million people, and it has good natural location, good geography, at the junction of three regions. India and China are two big neighbors. Then we are very close to Middle East, close to Central Asia. So we provide that automatic and natural access as a transit hub, as an energy hub. So 200 million people, about 50% are young people, full of energy and full of zeal to work. Then you have abundant raw materials. Labor is not that costly. So all these factors provide a good environment for a businessman. Over and above that, the government of Pakistan is giving a lot of incentives and benefits to foreign business community to come in and invest on PPP mode, joint ventures, total investment, whatever. So, and the companies, foreign companies are making good profits in Pakistan. They are not running into losses. They are not disappointed with Pakistan's market. Whichever company has come into Pakistan's market, whether that is Chinese or European or from anywhere, they are making good profit in Pakistan in the vicinity of 17% onwards. So the band is quite large that way. So that is the type of potential Pakistan has, and Chinese companies are also discovering Pakistan's market. Those which were already there, I think they are doing good business, and the new ones which are now going, and they are attracting the attention of the market in Pakistan. They are also realizing that it has good potential and they should explore the Pakistan's market. So quite a number of companies are there already working in Pakistan. We are working on basically four areas. The concept is to enhance and increase the connectivity between two countries. So we are working on communication projects, which means road, railway, digital communication. Then we are working on infrastructure projects like the port development, Gwadar port. Then we are working on the energy projects. Energy means power projects. And these power projects are coal powered, water based, tidal, renewable energy. And then of course along the corridor we plan to establish industrial zones and industrial clusters, economic zones, special economic zones. So these four broad areas basically form the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, and the work has started. We have initiated the work on some infrastructure projects and some important and major energy projects. And of course, with the passage of time, we will see more projects coming up in communication, industry, and infrastructure.
中国致力于恢复古丝绸之路，建立新丝绸之路经济带和21世纪海上丝绸之路。巴基斯坦与中国通力合作建设中的中巴经济走廊，有利于区域一体化建设与沿线地区发展，能够助力“一带一路”。丝绸之路经济带将连接不同国家及地区，增强经济贸易增长速度，实现共同富裕。巴基斯坦地处古丝绸之路文化交流融汇之处，在“一带一路”建设中将会产生重要作用。现在，巴基斯坦也意识到了“一带一路”倡议的重要性和远见性，正在积极复兴丝绸之路，营造一个更加和平稳定的发展局面。
Things are, developing in the sense that we are using modern devices to promote trade and commerce and communication. As you know, China has taken this bold and visionary initiative under the leadership of President Xi Jinping of One Belt, One Road. And under that rubric, Pakistan and China are working on China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, which is meant to not only revive and reinvigorate those historical and cultural linkages, but also promote trade, communication and connectivity, and of course people-to-people interaction. More cultural interaction, more economic exchanges, more tourism. I think One Belt, One Road initiative has opened fresh and new opportunities for all countries who are part of this initiative. And I think it's a win-win kind of proposition. And of course, if you have more projects, more economic activity in a region or in an area or in a country, it is the people who benefit. So when people benefit, they have a stake in that economic activity, and if that happens, automatically you are creating conditions for peace and stability. So I think this initiative is far-reaching, visionary, and we ought to work together for its success, because this will bring in prosperity, development, and peace in our respective areas, in our respective regions. We call each other, iron brothers. So we are good neighbors, good partners, good friends, and good brothers. So we understand each other well. We have this relationship, which, as I said earlier, is based on trust, and it is this solid basis which gives strength to this relationship. And of course, with the passage of time, this relationship has acquired more substance and importance, especially since we started on this China-Pakistan economic corridor. We have added more substance to our relationship in terms of economic linkages, in terms of economic cooperation. So this relationship is already on an upward trajectory. The graph is going up, and I'm confident because you yourself said that 83%, 85% of Pakistanis responded very positively about China and Chinese people. That is the case, in fact. And if this relationship is deep down rooted in the minds and psyche of the people, then of course it has a bright and a promising future.
巴基斯坦是最早与中国建立外交关系的国家之一。自1951年中巴建交以来，两国在和平共处5项原则的基础上发展睦邻友好和互利合作关系，进展顺利。两国不仅是好邻居、好伙伴、好兄弟，更有着持续多年的铁杆友情。正如马苏德·哈利德大使所说，巴基斯坦非常愿意和中国合作，中巴经济走廊就是一个很好的说明。作为“一带一路”战略的旗舰项目，中巴经济走廊意义深远。它的建设定将有力促进南亚、西亚、中亚地区经济发展，给整个地区带来和平。和平和稳定是国家繁荣的先决条件。巴基斯坦愿意和中国共同执行这一理念，共同为中巴经济走廊、为“一带一路”倡议、为美好的明天而努力。